Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Monday, February 10th, 2025. It's just turned 7 a.m., 7:02 actually. But there you go. Um, Gosh, comparing, I just listened to um, a fellow voluntarist, um, anarchist, non governmental clone, comparing apples and oranges. That's the thing we've been doing for a very long time, isn't it? I mean, how long? Probably forever. But we've gone, oh, apple, orange. Why not pick your own fruit? Instead of having this comparison, he was talking about comparisons, my friend Larkin Rose. If you want to hear somebody really getting passionate about not believing people who want to control you, the government, basically, and not believing in the system of controls that another friend of mine, Becky Barron, pointed out that there are these systems in place, that all these systems, your health, your wealth, everything is filtered through a system that is a comparison study. So you end up believing you only have a choice between coffee and tea. Not going to tell you. Uh, or, apples or oranges, or, or even in some cases you go, yeah, I can have an apple or an orange. And I'm talking about all your choices, not just these, oh, excuse me, limited choices within um, your offered up choices. There's oh, here's your choice. I mean, you don't go in the supermarket and you go, or go into the market or go into nature and go, look at all these beautiful trees. I'm only ever going to pick fruit from this one or this one. That's it. It's like, what? I mean, many years ago, many years ago, long time ago, a long time ago, I can still remember. A long time ago, when I came to America for the first time, the United States, I actually went to different places in North America than the United States of America, which I lovingly call the untied states of America. Because it's not really a united country at all, is it? It's untied. Go from state to state. You'll notice differences. No, so we're all individuals, but we're in this. Okay, was it somebody said? See, now it's kind of a bad thing to be a snowflake. Well, a snowflake is an original. Every snowflake is slightly different from the other. Problem we have is we're in a snow drift, and the drift is lumping us all together, and we're individuals who make individual choices. I've had my buttons pushed so hard in the past week or so about this, about the actual choice. You know, Join me in the chat if you want to say something. But I put in the chat, choosing is easy. ... Or is it? Anyway, when I first came to the United States in the 80s, 1980s, I was part of a big traveling thing I was doing. I was peeling the onion. I was actually letting go of my preconceived notions of, oh, it must be awful in Hawaii. It must be awful in Fiji. It must be awful in the United States or Canada. It must be awful in Australia. So I went to lots of places to basically understand that everywhere I went, many people really just want to run their own lives, to be in charge of themselves. They don't all worship a master who's led us astray and then go, oh, well, they're saying there's another master coming along. Let's follow that one. If you're being led astray by the people that you're allowing, and this is the truth, you're allowing them to tell you how to run your life. Another human, even religious people, even people in their beautiful praise to the Lord or to God. See, here's the problem. God would never overlord our free will. It's not our Lord. That's us making it up. That's a story that's being inserted into your religious belief. So everything's divisive in its own way. I keep going all over the place because I recognize that life unlimited by a control system allows you to just go, wow, all of this is mine? Wow, what am I going to do with all of this? Well, you choose. You don't choose to choose somebody to choose for you. It's like, there's so many choices. Yeah, you choose. Why? And so, oh yes, I'll choose for you. I think you should be poor of spirit, poor of mind. I think you should be poor of body, and I think you should be poor of thought. So here I am telling you, your best bet is poverty. Yes, you're going to be poor, but you're going to be happy. Fuck you. That was kind of my impression of I'm going to look after you. I've just opened 2 more food banks for the poor. That's what I mean. Prince Charles, for his birthday last year, he gave the poor people of Britain food banks, 2 more food banks. He opened. Well, he didn't give them. I mean, you see, you're paying for those, but he opened, because he's so charitable, 2 food banks. I wonder if he had quail eggs in aspic with, caviar and I don't know, some more expensive filet mignon for breakfast that morning when he opened the food bank so somebody can get a can of fucking beans. I wonder if he did that. Or did he go down there in his gold encrusted carriage pulled by beautiful white horses? Did he go down there wearing his $1 billion crown or £1 billion crown and say, this food bank is for you? Don't cut the ribbon. There. See? In the 80s, when I left the UK and went for a year and a bit traveling around the world, I recognized that everybody was making the common mistake of going, well, you can't do that. No, you're not allowed to do that. Not here. No. It's like, why? Why can't I do that? I mean, and then I what do you want? Everybody wants this feeling that they're in charge of their own life. They want the feeling of being in charge of their own life. They don't actually want to be in charge of their own life in some ways. Otherwise, why would they vote? I mean, here's your options. There's this evil politician here. There's this evil politician here. Which one do you want? The one that is going to rob you and beat you into submission in a blue uniform, or this one that's going to rob you and beat you into, you know, submission with a red uniform? You know, it's like two wings of the same bird. That's all it is. And it's going to attack. It's a bird of prey. Which is funny because when I was a jockey back in the day, for a little while, and that system is rife with people who just want to tell you, no, you can't, haha, no, you can't, haha. Well, I proved them wrong, and I went and rode a few winners. One of the winners I rode was on a horse called Bird of Prey. I'll put a video up if you want. You know, you can see it. It was before before videos and VCRs and Black Mirrors and these things. Everybody now is able to film everything. I mean, when I was riding racehorses over jumps in England when I was, you know, late teenager, there weren't VCRs. Not for everybody. All the wealthy had some, you know, or production companies who were making TV shows which were showing horse racing, but they were showing horse racing so as they could get the rest of the country to gamble on who was going to win and all. And then you get into all the nonsense of whether it's corrupt, whether it's not corrupt, and it is corrupt in lots of ways because it's limited. But at the same time, it's like, you know, that's something I chose when I was a kid, and I enjoyed it, and I rode a winner, and it's called Bird of Prey. I rode another winner called Major Tory. I mean, I got to look at the, you know, and another one called Miss Poker Face. I mean, these are all like everything in your life puts you on a path, and you have to go, oof, not really doing this one. Choose another one, choose another one, choose another, until you find a path on which you can negotiate your free space in a world of human beings who are all negotiating their free space. But you look over at this one, you go, they're not choosing. They're giving up. Giving in, sorry. They're not giving up. If they were giving up, then they'd be choosing through free will that which they have the choice of, which is everything. But you see the truth and consequences, Pride and Prejudice, you know, it's and it's like, come on. Comparative studies are not left or right. They're not. It's a 360. It's not just over here. It's not that. Anyway, I went out yesterday afternoon. I saw a bunch of people expressing themselves through music. It's just a little tiny club, and it was, instead of watching the Superb Owl, it's misspelling, Super Bowl, instead of watching the Super Bowl, although I did watch the last few minutes of it, it was just as boring as it ever is. I watched people expressing themselves freely through music and art, and it was very nice. I had a 3 or 4 hour outside of my normal outside of my regular interactions, I went and interacted with new people in a small space who were expressing themselves freely. And it was great. I really enjoyed it. I really felt like inspired by it. I'm going to put some shout outs. I'm gonna mess his name up. No, I'm not. I'm going to look in here. I'm going to look in here because I'm lazy. And I love you. Oh, can't do that. See, there's all these things. All these things. They're called apps, I think. I'm not old. I just don't really want to be silly about this. Oh, no thanks. Okay, let's get his name right. Dave Trumfio. The person who lives in Los Angeles has some recording studios, and he's a producer and a musician and an artist, and he runs a club here that I went to, and it was very nice. Small, very, very intimate, and I like that. And yeah, met a bunch of people that were, for the most part, as far as I could tell, because you only get a few minutes of a person's time when you sit and talk. But for the most part, they were very pleasant, very happy people who were freely expressing themselves. And I thought that was really nice. There wasn't a lot of anger in the room, which I also really enjoyed, because when people freely express themselves, it's hard to access all of your emotional responses. I mean, the go-to, testosterone driven men, the go-to can often be anger or, some form of aggression. So, I mean, I've been on stage as a singer and songwriter. I've been on stage as the front person, and it does fill up your emotional. You get emotional charge, But when I saw Dave perform, I didn't feel any of that. I didn't feel like he was filling up with, the normal testosterone rush of a male lead singer. He was more of a empathetic songwriter who crafted his songs and was putting them on display live for a bunch of people who were in his club, which were and the other band, the Mekons. I mean, they've been around since the 1970s, in late 70s in the UK. Like, I've been around for that length of time, so I knew them coming up. And they it's a male and female duo when they do it acoustically and small. But to see that dynamic was also quite funny, because they interacted with each other and they seemed to level each other out in a way of like, there wasn't, even though some of the music is loud and raucous, it's not necessarily coming from, in fact, it's definitely not coming from testosterone. It's not coming from that like, I mean, I made the comparison, and I'm doing it myself, this or this. But a lot of the American punk rock or free flow new wave punk rock, I don't like fucking labels, right? But anyway, but a lot of that independently driven compassionate music that came through in America, that they labeled as punk rock was very testosterone and anger driven. Whereas in England, it was less so, but it also got hijacked by the control system, big ears and government, the control system went, oh yeah, punk rock, we can make money out of that. Making money, make it, what was it? Joe Strummer song, I think, turning rebellion into money, So again, greed rears its ugly head when one dominant faction is supported, and I mean, we can look at what's happening in the world right now and also look what's happening where I live right now, which is the United States, and say, wow, so the bullies are running the schoolyard, or at least they think they are. But we relinquish our own power. We give it up. We just like, fuck, what can I do? I mean, I'm working on a piece right now because I had this line. It's only one line for a song, and I find it really interesting but sad to watch people willingly walking into this funnel, this like, oh, here's your choices, come on in. It's like watching sheepdog rounding up sheep and putting them in a pen. It's like, oh, come on, go freely graze. Open the pen, and the pen is mightier than the sword. You see, the pen is mightier than the sword. Well, not that pen. I'm not going in there. Red pen, blue pen. I'm going to write. Oh, wait a minute. Which pen should I use? All of these choices. We're all overwhelmed by the amount of choices. And they keep overwhelming us with more and more stuff. It's like, wow, that's ludicrous. Oh, that's absurd. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. They're doing this and they're doing this and they're doing it for us. Oh my God, they're so kind. But I have one line I've been working on. And it's called When Empathy Meets Apathy. I think I'm going to turn it into like a call and recall thing. Oh, I don't really care. Apathy. Oh, I feel sorry for the fact that you don't care. All our emotions are all being laid out in front of us for each of us individually, but collectively, what's happening is they're going, okay, I'm going to make them happy by lying to them, and I'm going to take their stuff by giving stuff to them. So watch out when somebody goes, here you go, oh, here you go, here you go, you can have all of this, and in the meantime they're round the back pickpocketing you. Ooh, yep. It's I probably need to get a new phone plan for my new phone, but I'm going to get an unlimited one. I can phone and call anybody everywhere in the world and contact them for free, and have no bill. That's unlimited to me. Oh, unlimited, limited. Consequences. There's always consequences. There's consequences to everything. Every action has a reaction. Every action, blah, blah, blah. The butterfly effect. All of that stuff. Yes. But We are in control of it. What we've forgotten is we actually get to choose, and we actually get to feel the consequences. And how we hurt others accidentally on the way is because they don't fucking speak up. They don't say, I really need you to help me and do this. And no, they're all saying, no, we're independent. We just chose to have this man shoot you rather than this man shoot you, or this control system control you, or this control system control you. Stop choosing who controls me, and I'll stop who's controlling you. I don't care. You make your choices and you pay the consequences. That's simple. Oh. So there you go. Health, wealth, and happiness. Saw my daughters yesterday as well with their respective boyfriends. That was nice. That was lovely. They're women who are doing their own thing. And sure, dad's there if they need anything, if they fall over, skin their knees, or, get up, go back out in the world, be strong, choose, make your choices, stand by them, dust yourself off, pick yourself up, go out again, But it was lovely to see them, and to see them looking into the eyes of their boyfriends, because I got 2 daughters, their boyfriends, and seeing them have empathy, and that not being a weakness but a strength. And empathy is a strength. Apathy is nothing. Apathy is nothing, isn't it? I mean, empathy meets apathy. Apathy is nothing. It means I do care. But I also allow myself to understand that people are only just, human history, only just starting to get the idea that, oh my God, we chose this. Okay. Damaged goods, send them back. I think that's from a line from A Gang of Four song. We have to choose more wisely, and we're being given the opportunity to suffer the consequences of choosing wisely. Is there suffering? Yes. Do we suffer the suffering? No. What we do is we go, oh well, onwards, upwards and onwards, but I have unlimited choice. Right, I was going to explain my first trip to the United States and my first time of being here for any length of time, certainly in California, which means it's the untied states, because California is different from every other state, and every other state is different from California. It's a country of bordering countries. So they speak the same language. They have some twat in charge that they don't really follow. But there we go. So anyway, when I first came here, I felt like a kid in a candy store, because I came from a place where limitations on what you were allowed or not allowed to do were enforced, like truly enforced by the educational system. Well, nearly 30 minutes. I've got to go soon. So the educational system may in some ways seem like it's a better educational system than here, but it's not. It's better at indoctrination. It's better at telling you the lies of history and making sure that you understand that you're underneath this king queen situation. You know, rulers, rulers, rulers. The ruling class will kick your ass. That's what I was told. But I was too quick for them. Anyway, so yeah, when I first came here, because it took a layer off of, and I knew it would. I mean, I from what I'd seen of being in the United States, I saw it as kind of the last bastion of freedom, and now I'm seeing that being sort of siphoned off too. You're free to choose this one or this one. Well, wait a minute. What about all the other ones? When I came here, it was like being a kid in a candy store. You can have anything you want. As long as you're, aware of the consequences, you can go for it. And I did, and I do, and I really still am. But I'm seeing people go, well, yeah, but, he's the boss. What do you mean he's the boss? Boss of who? Only if you acquiesce. Only if you're you bow down before. It's no. Anyway, that's it. I sound like a whiner now. Good old British wine. I'm not oppressed. I'm not depressed either. I'm learning to be free, and I'm learning to be free through my own active choices. And I'm not choosing any of these twats that say I'm in charge of you. That doesn't work. Yeah. All right. Lots of love to you all, and try and stay very creative. In this time of enforced kind of pressure that we're under, try and be as creative as possible. I saw some creative people freely expressing themselves yesterday, and it inspired me to do the same. And that's what we have. We have the ability to inspire others and influence others by being free. Okay. Free will. Your choice. Make it your choice. Stop doing comparative studies. Oh, yes, but if we do it this way and we go this way. No. Make your path. Your path. One of liberty and freedom and responsibility and care and empathy and compassion. Don't make it one of, I know better than you guys. No, I don't know better. I just know that I'm expressing myself with freedom and love and passion. Live, love, life. All right. I love you all. Goodbye. See you tomorrow, maybe. Peace. Be love and peace.